In 1804, Johann Heinrich Schroder, the son of a successful trader from Hamburg, became a partner in the London-based firm founded by his brother, J.F. Schroder & Co. The company prospered, financing trade between America and Europe.
Well, the two sons did extremely well in London, so much so that by 1817 the elder of the two brothers, Johann Friedrich Schroder, retired at the age of 37. But his younger brother, Johann Heinrich Schroder, was obviously a little hungrier, a little more ambitious, and so not only did he carry on the business in London, he opened firms in Liverpool and back in Hamburg.
The business continued to do so well that by the mid-19th century it was moving into larger-scale, longer-term financing and took a big and innovative step forward when it began issuing bonds for overseas borrowers. Baron Bruno Schroder, Johann Heinrich Schroder's grandson, became a partner of the firm in 1895. Together with his friend and business partner Frank Tiarx, he increased profits considerably and led the business into the 20th century, becoming head of the London firm in 1910. On the eve of World War I, the company was at the peak of its success as one of the leading banking houses in London, issuing bonds for clients in the Americas, South Africa, Russia, China, Japan, and Europe. The outbreak of the war then changed everything for the world, the city of London and Schroders, and the business faced a very different environment in which to operate.
After the war, Baron Bruno Schroder, the senior partner of Schroders, realised that the financial landscape had changed completely. London was no longer the centre of international finance. That had shifted to New York, and alone amongst the London merchant banks, Schroders decided to move to New York and open a bank there, the J. Henry Schroder Banking Corporation, which was extremely successful.
The Wall Street crash in 1929 wreaked havoc in the world of American finance. Schroders, however, emerged from this virtually unscathed, thanks to the quality of its clients and the collateral backing its loans. But the ripples from the crash led to a banking crisis in Central Europe, and in 1931, the German government ordered a standstill on the repayment of foreign debt.
When, in fact, the hyperinflation came about and the German standstill agreement was put in place in 1931, that effectively blocked all the assets my grandfather had with German industry, which was a disaster from our point of view. So what he did was he initially got himself financed with the Bank of England on the collateral of the family's shares in J. Henry Schroder Bank Corporation, New York. And that was really saved Schroder London, because by that time J. Henry Schroder Bank Corporation was doing very well, very conservative lending policy, never paid a dividend, and the capital increased and increased in New York, and that enabled us to keep going.
Just a decade after the Wall Street crash, the world was once again plunged into war. By this time, Helmut Schroder and Henry Tiarx had joined their fathers, Schroders, although they and the whole of Schroders were to face a very difficult time for the firm, with the death of Baron Bruno in 1940.
The employees in London went down from about 200 to 100. My father tried to join up, and he was firmly told by the governor of the Bank of England that he wasn't to join up, that his job was to look after Schroders. But on the other hand, all his partners left to join the armed services. Henry Tiarx went into the Royal Air Force, etc., etc., etc. But the answer from the bank's point of view, it was really care and maintenance throughout the Second World War until afterwards.
During the 1960s, 70s and 80s, Schroders grew its business considerably, establishing a presence in each of the major world financial markets with a continual focus on innovation and delivery for clients. The business also expanded through the acquisition of stockbroking firm Hulbert Wagg & Co. and the taking of a 50% stake in New York investment bank Wertheim & Co., which Schroders would go on to acquire in full in 1994. Schroders started the 21st century with the sale of its investment banking business, leaving the company free to focus solely on asset management and private banking. Since then, Schroders has continued to innovate, growing and expanding its business, making targeted acquisitions, entering into joint ventures and establishing itself in new markets. For over 200 years, Schroders has established and built upon a reputation of trusted heritage combined with advanced thinking. And it is precisely these values which continue to underpin the firm's success today.